it still says it's offline. That's interesting. But it should theoretically become aware that I'm actually on any second now. There it goes. Okay. Right. Now that we've thoroughly conquered that. Anyway, folks, I am Jihondo. This is my second attempt at a live stream. As I mentioned in the description, I did one for Guild of Dungeoneering earlier. The main problem I had with that one was I'm pretty sure my CPU wasn't keeping up with the game plus all the streaming and recording and all that. So it ended up being really choppy. So I mucked around with the settings a bit and hopefully I've got that sorted. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, so don't worry that you didn't know this live stream was happening. I did not advertise it in the slightest. I don't expect anyone to actually join the live stream, although if somebody happens to see it, great, but not intended. This is purely as a test for me, so I have some idea of what I'm doing. But also, of course, because I'm going to be playing, I want to make sure it was still recorded, so people just watching my series normally don't lose out on, any progress. So, anyway, so officially this is episode 2, and it also happens to be live stream number 2, unrelated. Very professional, got it. Right, so just before I started recording, I took a quick look around to get an idea of what I wanted to do. And I was noticing in here there's a couple of contracts we want to take. Specifically, any one where it says landed, we want. So there's 3 of them there. And we want this one here, because it's one that never expires. And at some point we're going to make orbit. Probably won't be real soon, but we will. But right now we can only hold 2 contracts. So, what we're going to do is we're going to invest a little bit of this money. It's not really all that much, actually. Now we can have 7 for what they are right now. I'll deal with them in there. And we will eventually orbit. Now, for the rest of them, I don't think I'm going to take them. Ones like these, like I said in the first episode, I don't really like these simply because you have to know, well, you have to be able to get to this area, and it won't show up on the map until you take the mission. In the game I was playing on my own before I started the series, I took a mission like this. There was actually 4 of them that wanted, take reports in 4 places. All of them were on the exact opposite side of the world, but were all in flight below, I think it was like 15,000 meters or something. So either I used a rocket and just kind of hoped I could come back out of orbit vaguely near them, or, the way I actually ended up doing it, I built a plane with an insane amount of fuel, flew over, landed at the first one, then just taxied, like I just drove the plane on the ground to do the other 3, because they were all kind of nearby, and I knew if I took off again, yeah, I'm not good at planes. Anyway. But anyway, that's why I don't like these kinds, so I'm not going to be doing any of those unless there's nothing to do. Ones like this aren't too bad. When it says haul, that means you don't have to do anything specific. Basically just have one when you cross this boundary. So these ones we could take. In fact, I might as well take that one. At some point I will have that. But those are the kind that kind of just complete on their own without me really trying. But ones that say test, that means you either have to stage it, or sometimes it wants you to right click and say run test. But either way, getting these little tiny windows and having to remember to press space or run test right in the, at best, 2 seconds that both conditions are met, not interested. Again, same with this one. Although at least with this one, it wants it done in orbit, where things are pretty stable. So I probably could do this one. And I'd have almost a year to do it. You know what? We'll just take it. Then we have all our contracts. That's fine. Awesome. Okay. The other thing I wanted to do was upgrade the administrative building and see if we can do our conversions. Remember in the first episode I mentioned there's a conversion for any resource into any other resource. And when I say resource, I mean reputation, science, or money. So the two I'm interested in are both selling reputation. Selling reputation for science and selling reputation for money. So this is the science one. And, oh, okay, you have to have a lot of reputation on hand just to set it up in the first place. Alright, what about the other one? Sell reputation for money. Current reputation for... Okay, so I could do like 40%. That's probably enough anyway. I'll bring that down to... oops, try to get 40 around the dot. There we go. So, from now on, like as soon as I hit this, and this includes any contracts I've already taken, because they do dynamically update. So, anytime I make any reputation from milestones or contracts, 40% of the reputation just vanishes, and instead, I get more money. So, can't be anything wrong with that. Yes, please. And then later, when I have built up, even though it's going to be building slower, when I've built up some more reputation, then I can come in and do the science one as well. Because generally speaking, I don't even, to be honest, I don't even really know what reputation does. So I don't really think I need it. So I don't mind selling it. I won't sell all of it, because maybe it does do something that is important, but I don't mind selling most of it. You know what I mean? Okay, we don't have enough science to do anything. I think these are all 40, yeah, they're all 45, so we can't do a science. I guess we could update the tracking station. That will become important later. And maybe the astronaut complex as well. Okay, yes, this is a good one, because now Kerbals are allowed to do EVAs for science. Jumping out of a rocket that's moving for science is always a good thing. Plus we can place flags, which is always fun. Okay, I think that's enough for spending money. Let's go build something to test. Ouch. During this load screen I dropped to 2 frames per second. And even now it's at 9. Ouch. Oh, there it goes. We're back up in the 30s. Okay. So it just takes a bit to load. That's good to know. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Anyway. Oh, I cannot see the, button 9 at some point. We've all... Oh no, it's the 09S, okay. The O... either keep 2 of them or just not use that as the main look at 2 normally, but this early on we have so little to choose from. That's really the only thing I can deal with right now. I can just add them straight from here. So it's pure leaked one, so I have to stage it. So I'll leave this one here just as the actual one, and then I'll just have to have one when I start. So if we happen to make it that high, this one passes just by sake of... Okay, that's right, I've got that mod on that automatically tries to do the science. Now, as far as I recall, yeah, that's not really worth all that much. I'm going to say no to that for now. What I can do, though, is a quick EVA. And I can have him just reboard, and then he's got... Go away, sir. Okay, so... let's get some other contracts done here. So first off, that little Sepratron test. Thank you. Whee! Absolutely useless. It's got nowhere to go. But all I wanted to do was be run. It didn't care in the slightest what happened, just it wanted to go. So it's done. Next contract. Whee! I think I may have... Okay, I missed the build. I was going to say, I think I may have just shot my building. Okay, so that's that contract done. And lastly, beautiful. That's that contract done. So we've just done the two. Sorry, we have just completed the two decoupler ones and the nose cone one. Now let's see if we have any realistic chance of actually making atmosphere. Ready, Jebediah? 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, sir. Okay, so far so good. He's keeping it very straight, even though I forgot to put the wings back on. Whoopsies. But I was about to say he was doing a very good job of it, but it turns out he's really not. Well, he's straightening it out. However, doing that little spin thing has, of course, completely wasted a lot of fuel. So I don't see any real chance we're making atmosphere now, but that's okay. We'll do what we can. I didn't see what that science was. I think it was just a crew report, but I'm not sure. And, well, land distance record, that's cool. But no, we definitely are not breaking atmosphere, not a chance. That's okay. And we are definitely having a water landing. Parachute's going, and then we can just drift down. Well, that was not a bad little flight. Obviously we didn't break atmosphere, let alone orbit, but there's another land distance record. And actually, since we were waiting anyway, I'll show you now. See how it says that I'm getting 2 reputation, but there's -2 on that? What that means is this milestone was originally worth 4, but I'm only getting 2 of it, because I'm selling some of it for more money, and that's what this is saying. This milestone is normally worth 20,000, but I'm going to get an extra 1,600 because of the sold reputation. So, and then, like I said, later I'll also have one going that sells reputation for science. So, if I had been able to do it, this probably would have been 0 or maybe 1, but probably 0. And then there would have been a plus here and a plus here for science. But anyway, we can't do the science one for a little while yet anyway, so that's okay. Awesome. So now we float down. Did I have one of those? Oh, I did too. One of these bathysphere things. Oh, let's have some lights. Yay. And we'll toggle it now so because they take a while to open. Now this one is not part of the stock Kerbal. This is from a mod. So my little thing here that auto does the science does not know about it. So I'll have to do that one manually. Do I have any other manual science? I don't think so, because the magneto boom. I don't think I did it though. Oh, okay. Well, that'd be a good reason not to have done it yet. I was supposed to do that on the ground. Well, we'll do it when we hit the water. We're all interested in the magnetic sphere of the water, right? And the mystery goo. That one is stock, so it's... Oh, because it's worthless. That's why I didn't do it. But I think when we hit the water, it will do it, because I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've landed in water. I think we landed on grass at the other times. Okay. Sounds good, and it won't be too much longer. Although we are about to slow down a lot because of the parachutes, which is good. Because if we landed at this speed, we would blow up. Okay, so we just keep floating. When this gets to about 1,000, we'll slow down again as the primary parachute opens. Right now we just have the drogues open, so it will take a little bit. But it's not too bad. And actually I could have him do an EVA in the water too. I don't have the ability to take soil samples yet, like soil or water samples. So I'm going to miss out on that, but there's no reason I can't at least get a crew report and an EVA report from the water. That would work. Well, this one's clearly been done. I'd much rather have this from water. Nothing is running it now. While flying's not worth anything, so once we actually get into the water, then we can try it again, because I think that's going to be worth a lot more than what little I got off the launch pad, and if it isn't, I can always get that launch pad one again on the next flight anyway, so it really doesn't matter that I threw it away. The important part will be how I land and whether or not this thing, this bathymeter thing, is actually touching the water. Because if it doesn't touch the water, it won't work. As you can see by that attempt there, it can only be used underwater. Makes sense. From what I was reading about this bathymeter thing, it basically can take samples like at the surface or submarines, I don't know. Either way, not worried about it. As long as it touches the water, we're allowed to take some science off it, and that'll be good enough. And actually, what I can do, this thing here is not. So instance, there's a list of everything that the ship has, and it actually lets you sort by type. So these are all the things I have that are found in the science screen, which is to say that I'm interested. This doesn't obviously do crew reports or EVAs or that, but my other mod does, so it really doesn't matter. So now we just... let me speed up a little bit. There's nothing to do until we get into the water, so let's speed it along a bit. My patience is not that high. Although I do absolutely love this game, so I do give it a little bit more than I probably would for other games, so. I'm actually kind of glad I decided to zap the game of it I was playing and start recording, because I was playing it basically 14 hours a day for almost a week straight. Like, it was bad. I apparently have an addictive personality. So. Anyway, we're now just about ready to splash. Not much longer now. Take away the last little bit. Okay. There we go. Okay, stuff. So, the material... Yeah, this is the material study, the Science Junior, so yeah, definitely better. We'll keep that. Mystery goo, nice. I'm not sure why it did it twice, but that's fine. Okay, it did both of those twice, that was weird. Anyway, so that was that one and that one. Let's try this one. It is not currently touching water, it is right here. Do I have... I'm not going to be able to get that one, that's unfortunate. Even though we are in the water, it's not actually touching the water, it's floating just above. Like, yeah, and I mean, that's what? If that's even a meter, I'd be surprised. And we're getting ripped off for it. Ah, well. Let's get the magnetometer out, which it's plenty enough to go underwater. Anyway. And well, it's actually not really worth all that much, but that's fine. We will take it. And now we will do an EVA. So we'll keep that as well. And since we can't do soil samples yet, we'll just reboard. And as far as I can tell, we are done that flight. Recover. Okay, so plenty of science. This is good. Got most of our money back because we weren't really all that far. We were just out in this little water out here. And of course he came back, so that's fine. And yeah, it was the first time. Yeah, it was the first time we splashed down in water. So awesome. Okay. Let us right off the bat then go and talk to the R&D boys because I like research. We have just enough. I could skip some of these and go straight to this column, or I could pick off 2 out of this column. So let's take a look together. That's an orbit one, but it is more science. That's an unmanned one, so I could send up a ship that doesn't have a pilot. That'd be interesting. Battery. Okay, there's another science one that can be done anywhere. Better communicator for sending science back without just bringing it back. And radiators to keep off heat. Okay, so this one's very tempting. Because I do like the, for this alone, pretty much, just being able to do more science is always good. But let's look at this one. Oh, there's my mech jeb. Now this one won't really do all that much yet, but you can get upgrades for it later. So it's definitely something I'm going to want for sure. I don't really use that, so I don't even know what that is, so ignore it. Okay, reaction wheels, and then some better aerodynamic stuff. And, okay, so this one's all about control of the ship, like making sure your rocket flies straight and that sort of thing. So that one's also very tempting. That lets me build planes. Oh, look, I went right past it. Yeah, we'll get to planes much later. I really don't like... I shouldn't say I don't like them. I just suck monumentally at them. Okay, like I'm not particularly good or bad with the rockets. I'm, okay. But I just cannot make a plane do what I want it to do. It's gonna be bad. And this one was some new engines. So that's also tempting. So that we can get 2 of these, and there's 3 of them that I want. So which one can I live without? I think this is the one I can live without. Yes, I'd like this science, but this science we can't get till we get to orbit anyway, so I'm really only getting about half value out of it. Whereas this I'll get full value out of because this has this control right here. This is the one I always use, the AVR8. So I'm taking that, and more engines. Glorious. Okay. Let's go talk to Mission Control, because we cleared off 3 of our contracts, so let's see if there's any more that are worth taking. No, 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 no. Test landed. I can do that. Test in flight. No, not with only an 8,000 range. And that's a pretty large speed range, but no. Test at the launch site. That's effectively the same as landed, except it has to be the launch site. Technically, for these ones where it says, landed, I don't have to do it right at the launch pad. I could launch the ship and then do it when I get back down to the ground, but there's really no reason to. Officially, this one has to be at the launch site, but that's where I would do it anyway, so it really does not matter. Done. Now, what one is that? No, I'm not doing that. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see. Where is it that I can start doing soil samples? Was it here? Yes, but that's gonna take a lot of our money. But it's probably worth it. Because the sooner I get that, the sooner I start really raking in the science. I mean, it's expensive, but I think it's worth it. I'm gonna do it. Okay. So now every time I do an EVA, I can also get a soil sample, so free science. free science is good science. We actually dropped to 0 FPS there for a moment. Wow. One airstream protective. We need to do both of them, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Those are just the hulls. These allow, I think, well, maybe this one. If I do not have anything there, we're going to have our first massive rocket. Which I think means we actually have a shot at getting out of atmosphere. I still don't know that we'll make orbit, but I think we're going to make atmosphere. Hope so. It's a lot of wasted energy if not, but anyway. And the long number of parts is the vehicle assembly, yes. So we have to upgrade both of those. Okay, that's fine. Happily, we have enough money to do that, so it's okay. Okay. Right. The radials, when they're done, there we go. So we pop them and start the main one from there. That's fine. Let's see if we can make atmosphere though. That would be nice. That can go away for a moment. Test that thing again. Or from the start. Alright, test the other one. Okay. I actually thought that was a decoupler so it would throw it. So we don't actually have access to our engine unless I let it fire with something attached to it. But that means it could blow up. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to grab whatever science we can from here and then just recover and start again without these things. So let's take a quick look if there's anything. We'll take it anyway. If it's anything other than 0, we'll take it. Because it all adds up. Why am I doing that the hard way? I could just tell it to do sciences. Magnetometer. Whee. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay. We will do a quick recover. And then we'll get right back out there. Minus those tested parts. Because I really don't want that ship to blow up. That's not enough science to use immediately, so that's okay. Okay, take that, go away, and that, go away. Right, quick check, that fires those, drops them, fires them, then gets rid of the evidence. And we're laughing. Okay. Off we go. Okay, I'll close that for the moment. We don't really need to deal with that right now. Toggle that. Alright, Jebediah, ready to go. 3, 2, 1, good. Fine, sure, great. You'll probably notice this thing here is now available. That's because I put that green thing on that lets these things run. And I built a custom one which has stuff from all over the place. But this is the stuff I'm interested in. That's why that's like that, in case you're wondering. Yeah, definitely breaking atmosphere, no question. No question of that. Broke atmosphere. Excellent. I'm just going to turn it around and help us get back easier by shooting us towards the planet a little. I'm going to turn to the side so I can launch the other half of this without bumping into it, because that would suck. There we go, and now we just float our way down. Awesome. Is there anything we can do here? Oh, while I have no atmosphere, I can EVA real quick. The reason that went so fast, I was beating on the reboard button because this guy has a habit of letting go. And if he does that, then we hopefully lose him and I'll never get him back. So, yeah, it's all bad. Yeah, that's much better than the one it had originally. I don't know why it does it twice, but whatever. That's fine. No, no, no. I don't know if we're far enough out to be able to do this again, but we'll try. Oh, we are. Excellent. Okay. And that is everything. Okay. Oh, we actually got not just out into past orbit, we actually got to high space. Wow. That is very nice. Which means there's another round of EVA. Okay, same thing, and again, let's try a magnetometer. If we send the old one. Oh, I don't have enough power, I can't. Okay, I'm just gonna bring them back. That's fine. Never mind, I forgot to put like solar panels and such on it. But anyway, that's the hull up one done. And of course, we broke some distance records. Awesome. We are actually going to get over 1,000 kilometers. Here's an interesting idea. Why did you just re-extend that? I was pretty sure I told you to toggle that in. Thank you. Weird. Very, very weird. But anyway. But look at that view. That's amazing. So clearly, with a ship this small, those 5 super boosters are clearly pretty powerful and sufficient for what we're doing. And I think if I just put on a little, like a liquid fuel engine, i.e. something I can control in order to be able to get back, I think I can, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I might be able to make orbit with those boosters. It's going to be interesting. I'm obviously not worried about the vertical height, because clearly that's not a problem. But you need a lot of horizontal speed as well, and I'm not sure if there's enough to do both. But I think that's something we're going to try. So let's accelerate time here. We're going to get very, very, very high up here. There's the thing I flung earlier. It's going to crash heavily and go away. Yeah, that's crazy distance. And now we'll start coming back down. We actually might run into some problem with re-entry. Because our ship did go pretty much straight up, and therefore will be coming pretty much straight down, we may actually overheat before I can bring the parachutes out. So this could be a thing. Anyway, I guess we will find out when we get closer. Okay. Yeah, that horizontal speed is a little bit brutal. Or, excuse me, the vertical speed. The horizontal speed is peanuts. At least relative, anyway. So I am a little bit concerned about our chances here. Also can't really see our ship because we're landing on the nighttime side of the planet. Oh hey, there's some light as we're roasting our way through the atmosphere. Keeping an eye on this if anything. Right, so what that tells me is it's time to click that little button. Revert. And do the, what I was going to do as a second flight after this one will instead become the actual flight I currently just will do. Again, that was that dream where we went 1,000 kilometers up, and yeah, no, that happened. Okay. I don't think there was anything we needed to do, so we'll try to make some magic. Just gotta try and ease a little bit over. We're so thick in the atmosphere still. Pushing through atmosphere, so it's going to be tough to turn, but that's okay. Come on, I'd like you to turn, please, sir. Sir? 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 Please? If you'd be so kind, I'd really, really appreciate it if you would go to about here, give or take. Right about there. Thank you so much. Now it's just a case of, does this booster have enough power to get this periapsis over 70, plus 70,000? Right now it's at negative 560, meaning, you know, left to its own devices, we of course would crash back into the planet, but anyway. And I definitely do not want to even think about doing an EVA while this thing's going. That would be a bit crazy. Right, escaped Atmo. Right, okay. Nope, not even close. Oh well, that's okay. And this other little drive here I don't think has anywhere near enough power, but we'll try it. But I don't think I put anywhere near enough fuel on it. Well, I don't know. It's gonna be close. I have to leave a... Oh, that is so close. The problem, of course, is if I make it into a proper orbit, but I am completely out of fuel, we're then stuck. So I have to save at least a little bit. Yeah, we're not going to make it. That is so close, though. That is incredibly close. Oh well, that's okay. We did pretty well, I'd say, overall. I don't think we have enough power. We're just going to have to bring it back. Actually, I don't want upper atmosphere. I'd like the in-space one. Should be worth a lot more. I wouldn't say, I guess, not a lot more, but a little bit. That's fine, we'll take it. And again, I'm pretty sure the space one's got to be worth more than upper atmosphere. And if it's not, we'll grab it on the way back down. Yeah, a little bit more. Again, I don't know why you're doing that twice. It's kind of weird. But so be it. Yeah, we'll definitely take that. Close that back in. And that's everything. Okay. Alright, well, I guess now is the time to bring ourselves back down. What little? Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. But that's fine. I just hope I have enough parachutes. I didn't add any more parachutes after I added this bit of weight, so hopefully I have enough. We were coming down very slowly before, so I think we got a shot, but I really should have either put another decoupler so I could get rid of this, or added some more parachutes, but oh well. A little bit late for that now. Well, we are going to cross into space high again, so you need to get ready to do an EVA again. There we go. We are now in space high. Okay. And that should do. Yeah, we almost made orbit. It was very close. Very close. But that's fine. On the upside, because we did almost make orbit, we're now coming in with a lot of horizontal speed relative to vertical, which means instead of just plummeting straight down and exploding from heat, we should have enough time to burn off the heat slowly while it slowly decelerates. It's still going to get hot, but it shouldn't actually blow up. That's the theory, anyway. Oh, right, yeah, when we crossed the 280 mark. Right, okay. Excellent. So now we just wait until we come in. And if nothing else, we're now coming in on the daytime side, so we'll actually be able to see what's happening. Not that that matters, since there's literally nothing I can do about it, but either way. That's cool too. Okay, time to start getting hot. No idea why the camera just did that. Ignore that. I didn't actually press anything. So I'm not sure what that flick there is. Obviously a visual issue. I guess we'll ignore that too. Okay. So our overall speed is easing down, and temperatures, while very, very hot, are still well within safety range. About 80% of maximum, so they're still okay. And as we slow down more and more, of course, that will drop. So it's just a case of, did we have enough speed to ease off before it gets too hot? And I think we're going to be okay here. It's still going up, but I think we're going to be okay. Press EV, watch him die screaming. He would get ripped off of there so fast. It would be not so good. I actually tried doing an EVA once when I was just floating down with parachutes, 3 or 4 meters per second, and he still fell off. The thought of him being able to hold a pretty mountain range. Yeah, the heat's dropping nicely now, because our speed is within relatively sane limits. Still too fast for the parachutes, but that's okay. Nope, our drogue parachutes are happy with that speed. They will help slow us down immensely. About 1,000. What's the current one? Oh, okay, yeah, we'll just keep that, never mind. That's fine. Past these mountains, there's no way we're making it way past that. That's fine. Grass landing is fine. Okay, so now the drogues have fully opened. But we still need to come down about another kilometer before the mains will open. Let's speed up a bit. See how we did. Okay, that should be okay. It's a smidgen on the fast side, but I think it should be okay. I think these engines generally can take a hit of 6 or 7, so 5 should be okay. But I guess we have to wait till we actually touch down to prove it. But I think that's going to be okay. Mm. 100 meters. Always go by this one, the terrain height, never the height above sea level. Although, especially if you're landing on like highlands or mountains or something, because they'll be way, way off. Beautiful landing, even sits nicely on the engine. Isn't that something? If I jump out and try a soil sample, there's no way I can get back in, but I can recover separately. That's okay. So I'm actually going to ask him to jump out. Sometimes you can kind of cheat it a little bit, and it'll let you do a, there, see? A soil sample, even though he wasn't actually on the ground yet. It's kind of cheating, but that's okay. Right, he's never going to get back up to there, so we'll just recover him separately. But first, I want to plant a flag to commemorate, this is the landing after our first really, really good flight. So first, awesome flight. This is where we landed. Cool. And now we will recover him. At 0 frames per second, apparently. Okay, so that's all the stuff he had, which is basically just science and him. And then we can go into the tracking station. Yes, I know, thank you. And grab the rest of our ship. Excellent. And that'll give us the rest of the science, which now is tons, and then of course the actual parts. Yeah, we were really far away. Okay, awesome. That seems to me like a fantastic spot to put a cut in for this episode. So, hopefully this didn't end up being too choppy. And if so, then the live streaming is going to be something I'm going to do more often. Only difference is I'm going to actually, tell people I'm doing it. Like I said at the very beginning, I deliberately didn't mention that. I did not do any tweet or anything. Because this was still, I'm considering this in testing mode, so you will see this when it goes up probably tomorrow as just a normal video, but it was technically a live stream, so anyway, that's neither here nor there. So at this point, folks, I'd like to thank you for watching, and until next time, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.